Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you've been staying around long enough, you know that this is what you see on screen is a part of a what if that I haven't done in a little bit. And I haven't been seeing enough comments to do more Deku what ifs. I know that I'm doing like a few Naruto what ifs. I started off with this what if. What if Deku was neglected? Slash Iron Man, I guess. A little bit, a little tiny bit of Iron Man's intellect and smarts. Book smarts, technology smarts, all that. Well, since I've gotten so better than what I started out with, I'm gonna make a few improvements. So to start this off, I'm gonna give you a little bit of background. No, Deku is still 20. Deku is the number 2 hero. His brother is Azuma Midoriya. His little sister, which is older than Azuma. Azuma is 13. Azumi is 14. And Deku is the oldest. He was 19 by the time he was neglected. So yeah. Or no. Yeah. Azumi is 14. Azuma 15. Yeah. And then Deku is 20 years old. So yeah, let's get started. Now, last time I left off, I believe we were somewhere around the beginning of UA, I think. Yeah. Or actually, no, let me give you a little bit more of a background on what's been happening. So last time we left off with, I'm pretty sure, Azuma seeing Deku again. Azuma saw Deku testing out his Mark 1 version suit. It has gravity gauntlets, boosters on the flat side of his shoes, a visor checking everyone's health, scanning their facial features, checking their criminal record. Very high-tech stuff. But the real thing is with Deku's company. Yep. When Deku came back when he was 20, he started a company called Deku Tech. Deku Tech. It's sort of like Stark Tech, but Deku Tech. So yeah. So it started off as a tiny company that sells like gizmos and gadgets, like grapple hooks for some heroes that couldn't, like jump super high, weren't that fast, booster boots that had jets on the bottom of the boots, those for heroes that didn't have super strength or super speed. If they wanted to jump high, they used the boosters on the shoes, and they used a grapple hook. And medical users like Recovery Girl, they use the visor. They use the visor. You touch one side, it covers your face. It covers your eyes, and when you look at someone, you can see their vital signs. You can x-ray them and see what's wrong internally. Like, you can scan them out, see what's wrong, if there's any poison in the bloodstream on a molecular level. Just seeing stuff. So this company started pretty big. They started making like weapons like tasers, sniper rifles, high-tech sniper rifles that can shoot longer distance for like 2 miles away, weapons, suits. Just like how Tony Stark's business started out like a weapons company. But he made sure that they went into the right hands. like UA High. Deku knows that UA High is using some of his androids as like robots for their tests, like one pointers. They're like human size. They're about the size of a human. Two pointers are a little bit bigger and stronger and more firepower. Three pointers are huge, powerful, and they're very high tech, and they are actively searching for heroes to take down. But enough about UA and all that stuff. His company started to grow in the millions, possibly even billions. So yeah, he made sure that they were going in the right hands, not going into anyone arrogant or wanting to use the weapons for evil, like stupid reasons for like, oh, this company did that, blah, 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 they started this, oh, we gotta kill it, blah, 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 blah. Nobody wants to hear that. So yeah, he made sure to check the background and see if what they're saying is true. And if it is, they would give them the technology. So yeah, secretly, Deku has been building an army. He's been building an army behind the backs of everyone that has seen his face. He hasn't told anyone yet because he he has had like a bit of like foresight from Night Eye. Like he can somewhat peek into the future for a few seconds, and they're sort of like Tony Stark's like visions of the future. You know, and like spoilers for Avengers if nobody's ever seen it. Avengers Endgame spoilers. Tony Stark has these like visions and fear visions, you know? He has like little tiny pops of a vision of what's gonna happen. And that's what Deku has. He has visions of the future. He can tell that something terribly wrong is gonna happen with All for One's containment. And Shigaraki Tomura, or Tomura Shigaraki, is gonna take his place. Manga spoilers. There's gonna be a lot of references to the manga in the anime, so anyone who is not caught up with the anime or manga, I suggest you click off this video right now. There's gonna be a lot, and I say a lot of spoilers for the manga and anime. I'm gonna make a few references here and there with Azuma and Deku. So yeah. Oh yeah, to clarify something, All Might didn't give Azuma the quirk. He didn't give him it. That's something happening later. Instead, All Might gave it to Azumi, though she was the one that got herself in that mess, but whatever. So yeah, it was Azumi that got that power. And I know that she already has like a powerful telekinesis. I think I explained in the past videos. I've only watched my one part or my third part. This is the fourth part, iteration. I've only watched the third one. I haven't watched the second nor first. So if I forget some things that I mentioned in past videos, I'm sorry. I don't have that good of a memory to keep up with the story all that much. But yeah. So anyways, yeah. Azumi has a super powerful telekinesis. She can like crush cars. She can crush a car, but if she does that, she'll start getting a nosebleed. But now with One for All, and if you didn't know this, a little known fact about One for All, if you have a quirk, the power of all for, no, One for All will times that quirk times 10. So yeah, if you have a quirk, it will boost it, but you're gonna have to learn how to control it all over again. So yeah, which is why I'm gonna have it be 2 years before UA starts. So, after the sludge villain incident, there is a gigantic mountain of trash at the beach. There's like even bigger mountains of trash under the sea. And Deku sees this. He sees this as a pretty good opportunity. So after the sludge villain happens, Azuma's walking home. Now on the opposite side of the city, that little encounter with All Might and Azumi happens. You know, that little canon part, like, she's fangirling, like, oh my god, it's the number one hero, All Might, oh my god, please can I get your autograph, and all that stuff. But after then, All Might deflates. She's like, oh my god, who are you? Are you an imposter? As she grabs him with the telekinesis, and he explains. But enough about that. You probably get where that's going. Now we cut to the other side of the city with Azuma. Bakugo rushes up behind him and says, "Hey, nerd!" As he turns around, saying, "Yeah, Bakugo? Uh, I didn't need your help back there. I had it under control, on my own. I didn't need you." Okay. As he stomps off, doing that super wide spread walk, like kicking his leg up, kicking the other leg up, spreading his legs as he's walking, you know, looking like you pissed your pants. I'm sorry I had to say it. That's what he looks like. Yeah, he looks like someone who's pissed his pants and not trying to touch it with his legs. Oh my god. Dang, sometimes I just crack myself up. But yeah, anywho. Soon after that, Deku, in the same fashion as All Might, he comes rushing right behind the corner and says, "Ah ha ha! It is I, Deku! I am here, citizen! Do you deliver a message?" As he's like, "Whoa! Deku, what are you doing here?" "Aha! Like I said, young one, I am here to say something." As he calms down just a little bit. Anyways, kid, like I said back there, what you did, a hero could not. Hang on, I'll be right back. Anywho, I'm back. A little noise, a little something. I don't really care. But yeah, like I was saying, Deku's view. What you did back there, what the other heroes could not do, you did. Every true hero has the same common issue. Their bodies move before they could think. And that, my boy, has the essence of a true hero. For I, Deku, you too, can become a hero. Just like the reference in the anime, Azumo starts crying like Deku. Hang on, gotta drink my not sponsored, but gotta drink my iced tea. Brisk. Refreshing. Put that there. Alright. But yeah. But anyways, I'll probably do this until my battery goes to 19 or something like that. And I got a lot of time on my hands, so I can probably do it. So yeah, uh, as Deku asks the same, he says the same thing as All Might. I have chosen you to be my successor. I want you to inherit my power. As I'm already trying to make him OP with having the Sage of Six Paths power, so he's gonna have the 10 truth-seeking orbs. He has KCM and KCM 2, which is just Sage mode mixed in with KCM, and a few strength-enhancing quirks. He's gonna be fine without, like, One for All. And he has All for One, the quirk, not the person. He has the quirk of All for One. Like I said, that's the one thing that I remembered saying from one of my other what ifs. I remember specifically saying that he has All for One. So yeah. So anywho, yeah. As the whole thing with, like, picture this, All Might and Deku. But All Might is still in his buff form. That's Deku. And Deku being a little tiny bit bigger in muscle size, that's Azumo. I can't remember if I'm saying his name correctly. I just watched part 3 of What If Deku Was Neglected, and I'm already having brain farts thinking that I'm messing up the name. Hang on, gotta take a sip of my iced tea again. Still feeling parched. Much better. So yeah. Anywho, Deku. As he says, I asked you this. I want you to be my successor and inherit my amazing, overwhelming power. You know, doing the same pose, but not spitting out blood as he says that sentence. So yeah. Deku, or no, Azumo saying, rambling on like Deku, that's impossible. They inherited their quirk is an individual thing to each person, making them unique and whatnot, you know? So, yeah. Deku, he says, he said, you know, he does that same thing that All Might does, saying the same thing, like what All Might and Deku did, saying the same thing. Yeah. Man, I'm starting to get stumped more and more. I don't know what to say. Oh yeah. Now that we're done with the introductions, now we can cut back to the present because this was in the past. So yeah. Deku and Azumo. So I just said in the last video, Deku was training. They were doing some training and stuff. Yeah, he showed off his quirk, or yeah, I think so. And then he says the same thing that All Might says on the beach, like, oh, you need to have this specific amount of muscle mass, because if you didn't, your arms and legs would shoot off if you tried to use it. As he said, what? You never said anything about that? Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention that until now. But, yeah. Your body needs to have more muscle mass. It needs to have muscle to channel the power throughout your body, not in one area, but throughout your entire body. That is what will help out in controlling it more. If you try to shoot it out one limb, you're gonna break your arm. As I've tried that once and I've fractured my own arm. Uh, so when you broke your arm a few months ago, right? That was when you broke your arm a few months ago. Yes, I did break my arm, and that's how it happened. Not all heroes are invincible. They don't have impenetrable skin. They can still die. They can bleed. But if you're strong enough, you can survive it all. So yeah. Hang on, I'll be right back, guys. So yeah. So yeah. Deku has prepared a long list of exercises that he needs to do. Uh, Deku says here, make sure that you do this every day of your life for the next 2 years. In 2 years, the the UA entrance exams are coming up, and I hope to see you there. Huh? Okay. Yeah, I'll do it. Are you ready? Yeah. To take on the challenges? Yes. All right. Huh. So, as the training is this, it's sort of like a Saitama training. Sort of. It's like this. Well, I guess it is a Saitama training, but it's not gonna have the Saitama effect. That's gonna happen for other what ifs, but in this universe, it's not gonna have the Saitama effect of getting super strong, super fast. No, it's gonna have, well, sort of. He's gonna be a little stronger, he's gonna be a little faster. So, yeah. So, the training is this 100 sit ups, 100 push ups, full 10-kilometer run, 100 squats, 100 push ups, sit ups, crunches, uh, jumping jacks, just exercising all the muscles. So, yeah. Uh, Hang on. So, yeah. Uh, yeah. For the next 10 months, Azumo has been doing this training. And Deku knows that his family is neglective towards him because he has went through the same treatment. So yeah. He's gone through the same thing that Azumo has went through. So yeah. Uh yeah. Um so Deku he starts like doing stuff for him, like giving him the food, the vitamins, all of that stuff for him to like, you know, get stronger, get better, you know? So, yeah. Deku has been giving him some questions like how to defuse a situation from something. So yeah, like yes, like situation after situation, and he always finds a way how to diffuse it. So yeah. Anywho, Deku, sort of running out of ideas here. My mind is starting to go blank. And when that happens, I usually gotta end it. But I'm gonna try and figure out something for the story. So we skip half a year later. They're about to come up on the second year. So they're halfway through the year. They're gonna come up on the second year in a few days. Azumo, he is pretty buff and pretty, built and jacked. Let me grab that picture for you so you can get an understanding of what I'm trying to say. Hang on, where is the thing? Oh, where are you? Here it is. There we go. Here is his body. This is what his body looks like. The abs, the six-pack, the leg muscles, the calves, the back muscles, the rear muscles in the buttocks, the forearms, the shoulders. He's much more broad-shouldered. He's much more broad-shouldered and yeah. So yeah, one more year and packing on a few more pounds of muscle. So just imagine this type of muscle and upgrade that muscle to be a little bigger. So yeah. And that's what he looks like. His muscles are a bit bigger. So yeah. In the next part, or in the next few minutes I should say. Oh yeah, and I forgot to say what Deku looks like. Since he's like half a year, so 21. Now that he's 21, he hasn't been shaving since he turned 20, so this is what he looks like. The face, not the body, not the arms, not the pants, belt, nor boot. Not the body, but the face and the hair. A little tiny man bun with the rest of the hair below that man bun, like Aaron Yeager from season 4. Spoilers. Like I said, spoilers. There's gonna be a lot of spoilers in this. Aaron Yeager style. A man bun in the back with below that man bun, long hair flourishes with a beard. The top and the right and left side of his hair is put in a man bun in the back with below that man bun hair flourishes with a beard that goes to his heart. A beard that reaches his heart, as you can see on the picture. So yeah. Now to get back to the thing. Oh, come on. Come on, man. Yeah, get a good look at that. Get a good look at that. Get a good look at these. Look at these Nomu. Look at these Nomu, ladies and gentlemen. Get a good look. And here are a few more. Here are a few more Nomu. These are not Nomu that are going to be in this yet. These are on later parts. A Berserker Nomu, the Nomu from the city, a new strain of Nomu, Get a good look at that. A berserker Nomu, a dog Nomu, a snake, and a winged one, and one that looks like the regular Nomu, and one that looks like USJ Nomu, but yeah. Get a good look at these Nomu, ladies and gentlemen. You want to see these guys in action. The berserker Nomus, the dog Nomus, different type of Nomus in this. If you wanna get a good look at them, and if you want me to explain their fight, you're gonna have to comment, like, share, and subscribe this video. Do that and get up to like at least 100 views, or maybe past 100 views, or 100 likes, and I'll do that in the next video. Possibly I'll do it in this one with the regular USJ Nomu. Possibly with the other Nomu as well. Possibly. I'll make up my mind when we get to the USJ. So I hope that you got a good look at what you're gonna get in the future. Because I seriously do plan on using those. I'm not just gonna let them sit there and look. I'm not gonna have them like sit there, you know? I plan on using those. So yeah. Anywho, today is combat training. So today, Azumo is gonna be learning combat training. Yeah. So combat training goes like this. Alright, Azumo, are you ready for today's combat training? As he smacks his fists together. So yeah. Deku. Azumo. Yes, sir! Anything! I am ready for any challenge you give. Alright. By now, Deku has given him the souped up version of One for All without without of the Sage of Six Paths, without KCM and KCM2, and All for One. Without those included with One for All, he basically has everything but the powers that I just said. All for One, KCM 1 and 2, Sage of Six Paths, but everything else, like the speed enhancement, all those other quirks, regeneration, super speed, shock absorption, all of that he has. So yeah. Yeah. Anywho, they get in their stances. Deku, he glows with the... Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, he still keeps the quirk, like, One for All. Or no, never mind. But, yeah, I forgot to say, like, the lightning manipulation, all that, thunder, electricity, all of those other different types of quirks. So as Azumo powers up with the, like, shrieking sound of One for All, like, powering up with the pink and blue lightning sharding all over the place, or glimmering all over the place, except it's green and purple, not pink and blue. It's purple and green. It's purple and green. So yeah. Deku, he glows with the blue and pink lightning. Hey, I thought you said that. Yes, but this is an alternate quirk that is split off from this. But you have the same thing, but different colors, though. Oh, okay. Hang on. Alright, kid. Are you ready for the toughest battle that you had? Yes, sir. Alright. And we should. Hang on, let me find. And we should be ready to go now. As you see this, as they both come charging at each other looking like this. This is the pure energy that is surrounding Deku. The pure energy and speed, and combined with Zumo's like 20%. So yeah, or no, not 20%. I should say instead of 20, I should say around 30%. 30% power, and this is what he looks like. Everything is the same with One for All. The one that Deku picked out, there's still the 9th user. So technically, Azumo makes the 10th user. For this quirk, this version of One for All, he is technically the 10th user. But the soul is not there. Like, the only soul that is comprehensible to Azumo is Azuku's soul. So you can only see like Azuku's soul, but the other One for All users, they cannot speak to him because it's a copy of the quirk. So Azumo is ultimately gonna get all the 6 other quirks. So yeah. So as they clash together, you can hear a sonic boom from a few miles away. All you see is just flashes of light hitting each other. A green and purple, and a blue and pink, just hitting each other. Like you just see them bounce off each other. But what's really happening is this. Azuku leads in with a punch, while Azumo leads in with a kick. Kicking away Azuku's fist goes flying off, kicking up a dirt mountain, or a dust cloud, kicking up some trees. As they come zooming in at each other again, and this is what Azumo looks like. Azumo is enveloped in energy. The streaks of purple are coming off, and the body is surrounded by the green energy. So just imagine this picture, but the streaks that are coming off his body are purple, and his body is covered in the green energy, not blue, green. So yeah, that's what he looks like. As they keep on coming clashing towards each other. So finally, Azuku grabs him by the collar, and then he punches him in the face. Azumo kicks him in the leg, making him fall on the knee, and then Azumo gets up and knees him in the jaw, sending him flying up in the air. Azumo, with incredible speed, zips up towards Azuku, coming up behind him, balling up his fist, and hitting him on the gut, sending him down to the floor. You hear like a loud kaboom as a dust cloud of sand is sent up in the air. As Azuku quickly gets up, as Azumo is about to like slam him again down in the floor, but Azumo just like his foot hits the ground, but it doesn't hit Azuku. Azuku gets up, and then after that, they're quite a distance away from each other. As Azuku, ha, it seems you learn well, but you still have a little bit of things to learn. as they come zipping at each other. Finally, the energy just starts compiling up on each other. They come flying at each other incredible speeds. They come flying at each other. Azuko coming in with a fist. Azumo coming in with an open palm. Soon enough, one of his fists, he balls up one of his fists, Azuku, and then he opens one of them. Azumo doing the same thing but the opposite. One side is the left side. Or no, they technically do it on the same side, but opposite from each other. The left is on the right. The right is on the left. So with his left fist, he's punching the right side. With his left fist, he's punching the right open palm. With Azuku's fist, he's punching the left hand. Or no. Yeah, they're mirroring each other, so they come flying at each other as fast as they can. Azumo nearly matching Azuku's speed, but yeah, they clash together, their fists meeting each other's palms. So his knuckles hit his palm of his hand. They both grip each other's fists, crunching onto each other's like fists, crunching it with their fingers. Finally, they both open their hands and they clutch fingers together, interlocking their hands. They're going for like a gripping test and like trying to push each other back. All of a sudden, God of War clip. You know when Balder and Kratos, you know when they both like clutch their hands together and they push on each other, and then you just see like that air force just like like that whoosh as they like push against each other. That's what's happening. As a gigantic air wave just comes from the opposite of each other. It's like two airways trying to push up against each other, but blasting each other back. So the air force, the force of the air is pushing everything behind them away. As Izuku has his foot behind his left leg. The right side foot is behind the other right side foot. So they're like their knee or like their heel. They're touching heels, you know? They're touching heels of the foot. One foot is right behind that other foot, and they're pushing off against each other. The ground beneath them begins to break, and they begin to slide back a little bit. The ground beneath them like cracks and breaks and starts to deform and like, resizing. It begins to crack, deforming the ground, and then they start slipping back just a little bit. Inch by inch, they're slipping back. As Azuku, you're quite impressive. You're making me use. You're making me use 29%. Azumo's head. Only 29? I'm using 41. How is he so strong? I'm only using 41. He's using 29. So yeah, as they're like pushing each other, Azuku decides to kick it up to 30. He kicks it up to 30, which forcing him to use 41. So Azuku is pushing Azumo with like 30. Azumo is pushing back with 42. So 42 and 30 are just like going at each other. Both of their muscles are beginning to strain since they had like that fight earlier where they were just clashing against each other in like lightning fasts, like punches. They were just going at each other, like Madara and Hashirama type stuff, like punches and kicks that are too fast for the eye to see. It just looks like light clashing against each other for a split second and then bouncing off each other, like deflecting each other. That's what it looks like to the normal eye. It just looks like they're bouncing off each other. But what's really happening is an intense battle is happening. They're punching, blocking, grabbing each other by the collar, headbutting each other, kicking each other, trying to break each other's arms. Azumo has been dealing out the more vicious of the both of them. He's trying to like full on break Azuku's bones. Azuku's trying to hold back a little bit, but that's costing him his energy and his strength. So by now he's actually trying to win. By now, by his standards, only using a percentage of his power. But now that he's kicked it up to 30, he doesn't know how long he can go for. He probably says like 2 hours or maybe more. Azumo is starting to get tired and more tired, but that's going to change. So yeah. So anyways, back to the present. As they're still pushing off each other, they're gripping their other hands as their grip is starting to get more intense and intense. You start to hear like crackling and more like squeezing sounds. You start to see his like hand starting to grip harder and harder. So yeah. Uh hang on. But yeah. Anyway, yeah. So as he says as Azumo, I'm really trying the best I can. Why? How much are you going at? I'm going 42. Only 42? Uh, well, maybe that will change as we get into the second year of your training. As Azumo quickly pulls back his hand and goes for a cheap shot, as it connects with his chin and he sends Izuku flying. Hang on, let me grab the audio for something real quick. I'll be right back. As you hear Azumo starting to get pissed, like he is starting to grunt and actually start getting real mad. As Azuko, oh, well, looks like I've struck a nerve, have I? And yes, if you see what's on screen, you can read that. You can read what's happening right here at the top. Broly transforms, yes. This is the audio that I'm using. Get with it. So yeah. Anywho, you start to hear him go like this, and then he screams like this. Sorry if you heard Goku there in the background. But yeah, that's what you hear him say. That's what you hear him like go like. Now, back to the thing. As you hear him yell out like that. So yeah, as they rush at each other, you see Azumo's face. It's like pissed. Like his veins are popping out of his face. As he said, as Zuko, come on, you can't really be getting worked up about something like that, can you? Have a little bit of an inferiority complex to your strength? Well, we need to work on that! as he just like goes at him as they clash fists, fist to fist action. Like they actually clash fists. Their knuckles meeting one another, and then you just hear like a kaboom up in the sky. As yeah. Then after that, you hear Azumo go. So yeah, actually, let me find a picture that is better suited for that. Hang on here. Where is a picture that is good for using this thing right here? Come on, come on, come on. Wow, come on, man. Really good at downloading more pictures, don't I? Comment down below. You guys want me to download better pictures so I can, describe it better? Come on. Come on. Come on. I know there's one here. Come on, man. Well then, hang on. Let me find a better picture that suits that audio. Nope. Couldn't find a better picture that fits that audio. So, yeah. You're gonna have to work with what I got. Sorry if I couldn't find a better audio or better picture for the audio. But let me know down in the comments. Do you want me to use Broly pictures or wink wink future what if? Do you want that type? Wink 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 winkety wink wink. Do you want to see that type of what if in the future? You see what I'm trying to get at? But yeah, yeah. After that amazing power up in audio from Dragon Ball Super, I do not own the audio in any sense. I do not own anything with the pictures. I do not own the art that you see on screen. If you've seen like the pictures that I go on to, you might be able to catch the user and their name on the bottom like this. Like this guy right here, I think, right here. I think, yeah, this guy. Done by that artist. I think these are artists. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Anywho, yeah. So after that tremendous power up from Azumo, he starts like kicking in high gear now. Azuku is forced to kick it up to 40, while Azumo is going like 100. He's going 100, or no, he's going like, I would say he's going around 50. Azuku is forced to kick it up to 40. He's going around like 49. Azumo, he's going 42. Now that they're near evenly matched. So yeah. So now they're starting to actually clash with one another, even terms. That tremendous power up in power and just strength overall, it starts to get kicked up in high gear. So yeah, they actually start battling it out. So yeah. So they keep clashing and clashing and clashing. Almost feels like hours upon days. Until Azuku collapses. He collapses out of pure exhaustion because he wasn't expecting the battle to go that far as it did. And as soon as Azumo sees this, he powers down and he collapses from exhaustion as well. As, hang on, not gonna lie, he presses a button and just a platoon of just these robots come rolling up. A platoon of these robots just come rolling up with their weapons and all that stuff. As he says, Lord Izuku, are you okay? In a robotic voice. We are here to help. Do not worry. Do not worry, citizen. We are here to help. As the green guy picks up Azuma, while the other two robots pick up Azuku. As he says, bring us back to base. Please. As the robots reply saying, yes, sir. Operation Reconnaissance back to base is a go. As they fly off into the air. They fly off and they make it back to a mountain with a cliff. Suddenly, as one of the robots clicked the side of its helmet, saying, open, pad door 117. Open, pad door 117. As the cliffside opens up, revealing a secret passageway. A secret passageway with multitude of different robots of these guys. You just see like a bunch of these robots and like all these types of robots. They're like orange versions of these robots, black versions, ninja versions, like different ones like here. There's not going to be a lot of these guys that are featured, but something like this. These guys are in hoods. They're like made for sneaking around, gathering information. This is like a robot, like a full robot. That's a ninja. And like you see like these guys rolling up. They have synthetic skin. That's why one of these robots have like a human hand, a bottom half of a face. But you see like RC1 or 2, RC2. That that's like robot something 2, you know? But yeah. You see like a squad of these guys just roll up, coming up, saying, Sir, we're this civilian. Take him to the med bay. Take him to regeneration bays where he can recuperate and get the energy back. Yes, sir, as they say. As you see like these bipedal giants, like this guy right here, these bipedal giants, this is like a regular human being right next to this guy, and that's how big he is. He is made for like heavy lifting in the army or in the battlefield. He can like lift a ton, like 2 tons of steel and all that stuff. Like tungsten, all that. You see like squad of 4 of these guys just walking around the base. And then like a couple of these guys right here outside the gate when they open up the gate. AKA a secret passage on a cliffside. Like 2 of these guys guarding the gate. These are like guards. These are guards. And then like yeah. Those guys. Hang on, let's see here. Is there any more that I could showcase? This guy. This guy like, piloted by a smaller robot. It's more like a mech suit that Deku built. So this guy can be piloted by other robots, but mostly his company is like his company is mostly like scientists, like techies, like they're like based on tech people, like they're working on creating better tech, better machinery, better weapons. Most of these people are like mercenaries that control these robots. Most of these robots are remotely controlled from the base. They can go long distance, like to another country, and they'll still have a good connection. Underground, like half a mile underground, they'll still have a good connection, but it'll be fuzzy a little bit. But yeah, other than that, it's yeah. Uh, there are a couple of mech suits. Like Deku pretty much has his own private army, I guess you could say. His own version of a private army. He does have like these like suits right here, or these AI suits, or no, like drones. These are like drones. They're piloted by like remotely controlled from the base within the mountain. They're remotely controlled by other humans. So yeah, and these other humans, they're like pretty good techies. Like they work on tech. They work on developing like more advanced technology. They work on like testing out stuff, but mostly they're in combat, like a game. So yeah. And then like they have one of them, one of these guys. They have only a prototype. But you guys can see they ain't playing around. Look at this prototype. That's the scale of a human being. This little dot right here next to the foot, that's a human being. And this is the foot. That's a human being. This is a foot. And up here, right next to the shoulder, that's a helicopter. That's a head. Helicopter, head. Sorry if I'm glitching out. I got bad connection right now. They only have a prototype. Like that thing is a strong prototype. Like it has a shielding system. It has like missiles in the wrists. They have like machine guns. All of that. Like gigantic missile launchers like a Fat Man, all that stuff. And yeah, they have like a platoon of soldiers like this. These are robots. They have like these gigantic rifles that shoot like plasma shots. And the metal that they're made of is like made of titanium, or no, like tungsten and vibranium combined. Since those both of those like metals are pretty near, or adamantium, yeah. Somewhere in the world, Deku found a gold mine, pretty much a gold mine of adamantium and vibranium. Combine both adamantium and vibranium, and you create a new type of indestructible steel. So these guys are pretty damn hard to destroy. Like, they are really hard to destroy and even put a scratch or a dent on one of these guys. One of these guys, just by himself, can take on probably like a miniature army of just like 20 soldiers. Or no, like 57 soldiers and 2 tanks. This guy can take on a miniature army. So yeah, these guys don't play around. They're serious. They take everything serious. They don't play around. They only have one prototype of these guys right here. It's remotely controlled at the base, just like in Pacific Rim. Spoilers. And if you haven't seen it, who even are you if you haven't seen it? Go see it. But yeah, a lot of these like robots are remotely controlled. Most of them are like piloted. Most of them are like robots and they listen to orders well without disobey. Like a lot of these robots are like really sophisticated. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention. They got like three of these guys. They have three of them. This is from Doom Eternal. This is from Doom Eternal, I think, or one of the other games. I think this is a different Doom, but yeah. This is like the Hammer Titan. Sort of. It has two plasma casters, or two plasma cannons, mounted on the shoulders, horns on the head of the gigantic robot that's piloted by two other robots that can discharge out the back of the neck. And the robots that are piloting it are these guys. They're piloted by these guys. Again, they are made out of the same steel that I just said, adamantium and vibranium. So these guys, again, carry a rifle on their back, which is practically like a sniper rifle if you think about it. These guys are remotely controlled. Most, if not everything I'm gonna say, is either most of these robots are remotely controlled from the base. So yeah. But yeah, they're starting to work on another prototype, which is this one. This one is more animalistic than the other one. That one is more sophisticated and more for like humans, you know? But this one is more for like those like guys that are like really into battle. Like they just want to go buck wild and just start destroying stuff. These guys are more animalistic. They glow red instead of blue. You see the parts that glows red instead of blue? It's on the chest, on the bottom of the rib cage, on the arms, and it sort of looks like they have a mouth. So yeah, this is like prototype 0 for the first one that is more animalistic. The other one that you saw was prototype 1. This one that I showed you is prototype 0. That's the first one. Prototype 0 is more animalistic and more beast-like. For those type of people that are more like, they just want to go buck wild and start destroying stuff, yeah, that one is Prototype 0. That's the first one that they made. So they just let people to just go to testing cities and just start going buck wild with other machinery. They can just remake it all, melt down the metal, reshape it, make another prototype, you know? Everything that you see on screen is like reusable. For some of these robots, they don't exist in this world, sadly enough. But most of these robots that I just said, like this guy, this big guy with the ion cannons mounted on the shoulders, if that guy gets destroyed, well, his parts can just be melted down, smelted into new parts, make more robots. Or make a better robot than that one. These guys, same thing. They get destroyed, their parts, metal, machinery, wires, they all can be reused and reiterated in new versions, you know? So all of this stuff and all of their resources can be reused again and again. So yeah. But yeah, where was I going with this? Oh yeah. So as they make it back to the base, we see Azumo in a chamber filled up with a healing liquid. Sort of like a healing chamber from Dragon Ball Z. It's sort of like a healing chamber from Dragon Ball Z, but it does have like nanotechnology. It's sort of like a regeneration chamber. So as soon as they put you in, they start regenerating you, like creating synthetic tissue and all that stuff. So yeah, as soon as they do all this stuff, they start working on you. They start doing all this stuff to you. They like check your vitals, see what's damaged, and surprisingly, Azumo had a pretty good amount of damage on him. Like he had a ruptured like kidney. I'm pretty sure he had a ruptured kidney. He had a broken rib, a few broken ribs actually instead of one. He had like 6 broken ribs, a fractured arm, broken fingers nearly, a fractured leg, broken toe. His skull was fractured. His teeth, some teeth were knocked out of his like mouth. He's bleeding from the head. Scratch marks all over him. Cut wounds that are have like bleeding badly. So yeah. So they put him in the regeneration chamber, and the nanobots just go inside of his body and just start repairing the kidney, creating the synthetic tissue and blood, just like start repairing the kidney. They go to the bone, they spray the nanobots like spray this special like synthetic spray on it. They reattach the bone by putting it back together, reattaching the bone, and when it reattaches, that stuff just like instantly starts hardening itself, and the rib is like brand new. Like in the chamber, you can see his rib start like you see like his body, like his ribs or around his ribs. You see one of the ribs start popping its place, like it's starting to pop back in place. Like a sunken in. If you've ever had like a ball and you've like pushed it in and then it starts to reform and like pop itself back to its original shape. Well, imagine the bone moving inside your body, just realigning itself and popping itself back in place. That's what the rib does. That's what it looks like. His arm, like it was twisted and bent. Then it starts like reshaping itself and putting its back in alignment. And then you just hear like a loud crunch, and then like him just start like shaking violently for a few seconds and calming back down. They put him on anesthetic, I think. Anesthesia? I don't know how to pronounce that word, but they put him on drugs to keep him relaxed and keep him from feeling the pain. So yeah. So yeah, as they put Izuku in a regeneration chamber as well. Funny enough, he had like a fractured like lower jaw. A few teeth were knocked out of his mouth. A, a fractured arm. His finger bones were nearly fractured as well. Like a few cracks on his bones on his fingers. And like, yeah. So they put him in a regeneration chamber, and about 6 minutes later, Azuku comes out. I would say half an hour, or maybe a little less. Azumo finally comes out of the regeneration chamber. The liquid is drained out of the tank. It's drained out of the tank. Some clean liquid stuff comes inside of the tank and cleans off Azumo. It cleans him off, and then, yeah, he comes out of the regeneration chamber, and he feels good as new. He wakes up saying, "Oh, my head. Oh, what happened?" Uh, well, Azumo, it seems you did well. You finally managed to knock me down. Huh. Well then. But you still have a long way to go. You still have to become a good hero. Okay. As everything else with like All Might and a zoom, what am I saying? Azumi, they're like training, the regular training. Azumo and Izuku didn't like do like the beach training. They didn't clean it up. Well, they partially cleaned it up. But Izuku knows that All Might and Azumi will be there, so he cleans up a little bit, then leaves it alone. Knowing that All Might will clean it up later, All Might and Azumi will clean it up later, so he leaves a little bit for Azumi to work with. So yeah. Oh, sorry. Mic's a little close. And do you guys want me to like integrate songs in my videos? Like I can play a few songs. Hang on. Why don't you guys pop on in into my playlist? Like look at this. You know what I'm gonna give you? I'm gonna give you this. So yeah. Hang on. Tell me, what do you guys want? Like, can you hear my voice perfectly at high volume? Or do you want to see this music like at 9%? Let me know down in the comments. Is this good? Or do you want it at full blast and you can still hear my voice just fine? But for now, this is what we're going to listen to for the rest of the video. So yeah. Anywho, yeah. As he says, really? That's cool. Yeah, but anywho, you still have a long way to go and a few more things to learn. I have a program coming up. Why don't you join it? Oh, really? What's the program about? Well, it's about learning how to become a proper hero in the future. I already have a few candidates that want to join us. They want to learn from the number 2 hero, Deku. As he starts to laugh. Alright, that sounds cool. Sure, I'll join. Alright, kid. I never doubted you. Alright, I'll see you tomorrow then. Alright. Hey, as he looks at one of the robots, this one. Yes, master. Is there anything that you need? Take this kid back to his home. Hey, where did you live, by the way? Oh, I live at... says the coordinates of his house. The robot? Yes, sir. Immediately. Come with me, young master. As he grabs hold of a Zumo and they fly off. Jets come out of his back underneath his shoulder blades and out his heels, and he holds them tightly around his like chest and under his armpits. So yeah. So as they get moving and all that stuff, yeah, Zumo gets dropped off, and yeah. Well then, I think that's worthy enough to stop right there then. Remember, down in the comments, what do you want to see? Do you want to see more of this? Or do you keep wanting to see more Naruto what-ifs? Since I wanted to state in the last video, I'm gonna try and do more Deku what-ifs and more Naruto what-ifs. More Deku what-ifs, okay? So comment down below, like I keep saying, to most, okay? Anyways, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.